turn up the sweet cool breeze. You don't feel like drive? Well, baby, hand me the keys, and I will take you to a place and set your mind at ease. Don't you tickle my foot bottom, baby, please. Don't you play with my nose, cause I'm a hatchoon sneeze. Well, you are the bun and me are the cheese. And if I'm me are the rice, well, baby, love you the peas. I'm bombastic, tell me fantastic. Touch me on me box, she says, Mr. Romantic. Tell me fantastic. Touch me on me box, she says, Mr. Pum 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 Bastic. Tell me fantastic. Touch me on me box, she says, Mr. Romantic. Tell me fantastic. Touch me on me box, she says, Mr. Boom Boom. I say, give me your lovin', y'all your lovin', well, good. I want your lovin', y'all be it like you should. I give you your lovin', girl, your lovin', well, good. I want your lovin', y'all you remember the wood you like to kiss and caress, rub down every strand of your bandages. I'm bombastic, rated as the best you should get, nothing more, nothing less. Give me your digits, chat on your address, I'll bet you confess when you put me to the test that I'm bombastic. Give me fantastic, got friend on the box, she says, Mr. Road.
Good morning, crew. Good morning, crew. We get hopped in here. All right. Where to start? How much time do we have to market open? Not much, so I should probably be pretty quick about it. It's not gonna work. So I'm kind of less than convinced yesterday that we picked up some sort of massive market maker limit order, blah blah blah, at the low. But I am definitely convinced that the bears just were like, no, we're stopping. We're exhausted, right? And I don't know if the difference between those two really actually matters. Gosh, there's probably a lot to cover. Let me see if I can. Let's go to the Coinbase chart, see how this is looking. Oh, it must have been total that I was looking at. Anyways, let's hop into Bitcoin before market opens real quick. And talk about that. I mean, so we have the obvious statement that you could have probably anticipated I would make, and that is if you fail the low, it's a significant probability that you rotate the high. Now, obviously, this is a whole nother problem for a whole nother day, but this is what I want. Anyways, so we have that, right? Now, let's take a little bit of a closer look at our external structure. This chart's a wreck. I can't with that chart right now. So the external structure that we need to be primarily worried about at this moment in time is going to be something that's not drawing. Is going to be this. And, we know where our strong high and our weak low is, right? And are we interacting with generalized supply right now? Yes, indeed we are. Do we have some kind of more significant supply in here yet still that we haven't interacted with? Yes. I'm going to give that a pass. Okay. Whatever, 63,200, if we can find price above there, not an SSP, right? Not an SFP, not an SFP like this was an SFP. Then I think we have a significant possibility of rotating this entire range. And then if we break this range, it's kind of a big deal to break this range at this point. I'm not saying that the next statement I'm going to make, I'm not saying is a true statement, but I'm saying that it's a statement that I have to say, right? It is possible that you just watched the bear market low print yesterday. It's possible, okay? Not saying it's the truth. I'm just saying I am personally prepared for the possibility of it, okay? So getting back into here, let's go take a look at our local structure here. This move a little bit prior to market open is an odd one for me. First of all, we don't need this supply. Let's get rid of that. We don't need this anymore. I don't find this to be significant at all. Let's figure out what demand at the tip looks like. Curious if it's a single candle perspective or if we need to look at it through a different lens. Yeah, it's going to be a different lens. Cool. So small time frame stuff. All right. So yeah, I'm going to consider all of that generalized demand right here. Now, we're going to be objective because that's what I really try to do all the time. Our upward structure. So what did we break yesterday, right? We broke like 15-minute structure bullishly. Yeah, you can't give it to the 30. You broke like 15-minute structure bullishly yesterday. And then what do we have bearish right in front of us? Like 4 or something like that? Yeah, let's call it 4-hour structure bearish in front of us. Oh, there's our single candle. There's our single candle. I have to... I have to now include that. Now, this single candle is missing... it's missing a couple of the rules, but I'm going to mark it nonetheless. And I'm going to get another one down here. Yeah, what rule is it missing, right? It's missing the rule that it has not broke. This area of demand has not broken any structure yet. But I still find it worth putting some attention on. Now let's get back down to our smaller time frames. So we've only broke 30-minute structure bullishly. What we have in front of us right now, as far as our upwards only internal structures, we have about 2-hour structure in front of us. Okay, so we're here, we're here, we're here, we're here. So if you break this 2-hour low, significantly break this 2-hour low, then we're coming back to the low, guys. Yeah, and we'll just address that when we get there. Let me put it this way, because it could happen over the weekend or whatever. If we come back to that low pretty soon here, it might not hold. It very well might not hold. I might not hold. Anybody could have guessed that. I suspect it won't. All right, so now looking at how this 4-hour kind of formed here. Hold on. First of all, where's my other line? Fine, whatever. I'll put it back on here. All right, so we broke 15-minute structure 15-minute structure bullishly. We've developed 2-hour upward structure. We are in the most discounted local setting that we can, unless we're looking at a monthly or yearly chart. Above 60637, I think it's responsible to focus on longs. It tried to break some stuff yesterday. The market open already? It already opened. We probably just got to get in here and look at this. This is an odd move. I guess it's not that odd now that I'm looking at it on the 1-minute time frame. Not surprising to see that people hid their stop losses in this area. It's unfortunate. So we're gonna need. I'm gonna need because we're looking at the same warning sign that we were looking at yesterday morning. I'm gonna need some bullish structure. I'm gonna need some bullish structure. Like obviously we're coming for these lows, right? And we're gonna be testing this area on market open. So I'm gonna want to see some manner of bullish structure develop in here. Or I'm not going to be touching this. And if we can't get any bullish structure to develop, there's no reason to just trade just for the sake of trading. I want a good setup today. So actually I'm going to steal this line and I'm going to put it on the 2-hour low. Get that boxed in pretty well. I don't think this box is really adding to the narrative at all because we've got a... What I'd prefer to do is kind of make this a little bit more bold and maybe put a deviation threshold on this guy so we can kind of just be aware of where bullish price action should occur if it is going to occur. Right, so we want bullish price action developing in here or we want it developing under here. One of these two. And then I think it's long time. Now it could present a different way, right? Obviously we see, this kind of sharp candle down. So let's say that it does just continue down sharply and then it just trades up away from the low. I really want this down a bit lower. And then it trades up against, up from the low. I think at this point, if it trades specifically like this, right, then I think we could be looking at a short back down to the 59K low. Yeah, these are I like today because we have very limited options. We have very limited options. Is there anything else that somebody finds we should be taking a look at? Well, I haven't even said good morning to everybody, so give me just a moment to draw a couple more things on here. And good morning, Aaron and Jason and Josh Parr and Kelly384. Where did you find me, Kelly? I swear, and it could just be me, but I don't recall seeing you on the stream before. And if that's because I have a poor memory, I apologize for that. Curious if you found me through Alex's community or YouTube, just because I try to always get myself shadow banned on YouTube. So need to see how good I'm doing at that. Yeah, I don't know about talking about altcoins right now. Yeah, I don't know about this. I think I might pop in and take a peek at NQ and ES real quick. See what they're telling me. Actually, I'd rather leave that drawing on and delete this drawing. NQ and SPX dumping, or SpaceX dumping, alright. Well, if NQ is dumping, that's encouraging to me for a long, but let me go look at the open. I'm missing something, buddy. What is this line? God, I hate when I leave stuff on my charts like this. You have, you have some slightly. This is a concerning low here. You don't want to lose that low. It's hit some manner of demand. It's going to try and lift to some sort of structure here. Where's my sessions? Is New York not open? It's open. Why tell me New York open here? No, I mean, I see this failure here. But I also see that the primary upward structure is still intact. And so price relative to here and here hasn't even broken bearishly yet. If nothing else, I find this chart to be ambiguous at best. It's looking to form a nice low here. I think it's a little too early in the session to call this the daily low. But it's encouraging over there. Bitcoin giving lame structure. If I'm measuring from the high, I'm coming here, and that's all we have so far. That's lame structure. There's nothing I can do with that. Yeah, I remember you saying you appreciated my calmness yesterday. I remember that. I appreciate that. Yeah, we don't have a trade over here yet. Let's go take a look at the SpaceX situation. Chitaka Oka 01, are you trolling me? Is Jtaka Oka 01 trolling me? I mean, SpaceX has got piss poor positioning today. Your strong high is here. Your weak low is down here. And this is just all internal to it. And you've hit an internal, you've taken out your two most local internal liquidity points, right? This one happened and then this one happened. And so you haven't shown a decision to come below this low or a decision to come above this high yet. And so it's some pretty ambiguous positioning right now. You have to pay attention to the strong high and the weak low in this circumstance because this information has not changed. There's not a single candle in between these that has changed this information. Pretty ambiguous positioning over here. You have a good high above you. You have a relative to this high. This is a poor low. And that would coincide with the information of the strong high and the weak low. So this could see some more downside, but it's not in a position where I would particularly care to trade it. Where I might be a little bit more interested to trade it is if we start to see failure above this high right here. We really see failure to clear that high. And you have obvious structure. There might be something to be had there. But this right here locally is not really doing me any good. Sessions. Yeah, I mean, I'm not regretful at all of having missed that trade, but let's go ahead and clean this chart up. So we're challenging that 2-hour low right now. We have a skosh of supply above us, and we're very much presenting that potential like fly down and then trade up, and then look for bearish structure on the retracement for a short down to that 59K low. And this is you got to treat that like a scalp because we are in a very discounted setting and it can turn around on you at any point in time. let's see here. Let's create an alert out of this because that's going to happen before anything else would anyway. Rather, it would happen before this, so we'll just pay attention to here. Yeah. Hey, Brew, can you take a look? And NAS 102, please. Says clean SFP. Sure. There's nothing happening on Bitcoin that I can take advantage of right now, so we'll head over to that. NAS 100. What, bro? What? I'm like, come on. This looks terrible. This looks absolutely horrible. Let me see where the overall positioning is. And we didn't take out that high, huh? So it is a very distributive looking high. It hit some manner of order block right here. It's probably a 30-minute. No, I lied. Didn't hit that. Yeah, I mean, we're really breaking that low there. I mean, this is demand right here. A big swath of demand right here. But that's a very bearish top. And you have a little bit more demand down here. Bro, chill with the bold line. Yeah, it's pretty bearish, man. My other general issue here is like you have this evidence of a rotation of this range, right? You have a couple of problems here. You created a poor low when rotating that range, and then you had an internal range here that SFP'd. And then you broke this, right? And the thing about this is like, it's very to me. It's like to not have achieved this is I think that's telling you all you need to know, especially after having developed this range up here, SFP'd the high, broke this, obviously careened below this low to form your lower high for your lower low. I think you're gonna come grab these guys. And so, this is all about retracement and risk to reward. Because essentially I would want to be able to establish a 3R to this target right here. And so this would need to have something present that would give me a 3R to that target. Right, like I need something that's going to justify a 3R to that target, or it's probably not worth fighting. That's my general 2 cents over there. How's Bitcoin developing? Okay, so we broke our 2-hour low. At this point in time, I think what we need is I think it's going to be a big ask to see price come back all the way up here to supply, form some sensical structure, and get involved here. Now, of course it could happen, right? But I find that to be less than likely. Okay, so we kind of lost VWAP, couldn't clear it this morning. Cool. We're already on the 1-minute chart. Yeah, I would be more inclined to believe that maybe we develop something more along that kind of lines, and obviously that would be the case if we came down even lower and even lower and even lower and even lower, and then all of a sudden you start to run out of risk to reward, right? So that happened pretty quick. Yeah, it's a super aggressive move. Super aggressive move. And that may have to do with timing. No, it's 10:49 a.m. yesterday. Well, okay, cool, Bitcoin. Do you, boo? Yeah, do you, dude? It makes me wonder if there was anything that traded inversely up against Bitcoin this morning. And if it's just all, okay, Lab did. That's not going to help us. This isn't crypto. This isn't crypto. ID did. Okay. If we can't break the 59K low on Bitcoin, I fear we're not going to get the fuel needed to really cream through some stuff like this on this chart. But what I'm seeing here is this, right? Primary upward structure obviously still flowing in this manner and not broken. What do we look like from here to here is bearish, with your lower high establishing a lower low currently. Let's see what happens over on this chart. Yeah, so it's going to cut right through this. At this point, the way that it's approached this, it's going to cut right through all this stuff. So the probability that we're retesting this low today, I would say, is near 100%. You know, I learned a lesson this morning, right? Like this essentially this move allowed me to short during the open yesterday, and I made the mistake this morning of saying, well, it didn't take the high, and oops. All right, USDT is going up. Yeah, we should probably take a look at the USDT as well, because it still hasn't quite hit where I want it to hit. So let's see if we're getting there. We're getting close. We're getting close, y'all. We're getting close. Okay, cool. Well, that makes a whole lot more sense than the Bitcoin chart did. Make a lot more sense. Man, this would have been this would have been the chart. If I was up at midnight, oh my God, that'd have been the chart. Anyways, didn't matter because it wasn't there. Let's get this out of the way. We don't need to be looking at that anymore. Let's get that out of the way. We don't need to be looking at that anymore. Well, maybe I'm not going to be getting a trade today. Which is okay, because I've got a lot of shit to work on. I have so much going on. Ain't nothing down there, XRP. Chill, bro. Nah, there's no chill over there. No chill to be had. Now, this would be really interesting. Are we going to grenade it below this low? I don't know about the news because, yeah, I don't follow news myself. And as far as do I trade full time? No, I do not. No, I do not. I work for a real estate developer. And yeah, I'm like his only employee. It's an awesome job. Well, all right, Bears, what you got for us, man? What you got for us, Bears? Hit that low, bro. Let's go. Let me see it hit the low. I want to see a lot of volume stepping in. I want absorption. So let's get those footprint charts opened up. Yes, you have large, some large long positions opening up down here. Let's see how big those guys actually are. Yeah, I think we're going to need a bit more than that, Bitcoin. 290, 400, about 800 BTC purchased here. Yeah, we'll see. We'll take a look here. Boom. Boom. Oh, man. Watching live volume on a purge of that low is wild. Wild. Oh, my God, the amount of orders. If I didn't have to push too many buttons to switch and show you the live screen I'm looking at, I'd show you, but it's fun. You have an absolute dogfight at this low. Whoo. Here we go. They are duking it out. The order books are absolutely flying. Delta down here is still bearish. Like the last 30 seconds is approaching neutral. The last 15 minutes obviously still bearish. To the tune of 7.36 million USD. I'm not afraid to long this low. But I need to see something still. Ooh. Ooh. Good Lord. These order books are bananas. Bananas. How much volume do we have in this candle so far? Come on, bro. Where's the number I want? Why are you going to be so difficult? 1.2K. Could be better than that, man. That's actually not as impressive. Sorry, I'm super. Was there bearish news trading? I'm seeing lots of sells in that previous candle. A ton. Oh yeah, yeah. There's a lot. Yeah, there's a lot of bearish volume coming in here. Bybit has hit 2.5K negative delta. That's 2,500 bitcoins. But you notice, like, so you have the largest amount of volume is like here and here, and those are the candles that are below the low, and all of that bearish volume has only gotten us down, like 1% or so. So there's a lot of absorption happening right now. It doesn't mean that those people are going to win. But so far, there's obviously some defense here. I think what has to happen at this point is all these people that are entering here, I think it's got to find their stop losses, run them, and then come up, or we've got just further bearish price action. Oh God, there's too much stuff drawn on here. Come on, man. Oh. Ooh, no. Yeah, we need. Interesting. Let's get back over here. See you later, Bitcoin. I don't even remember what was underneath these lows. Oh, nothing. There's nothing. There's nothing over here. Well, looks like you guys may have just come online to see me talk today. This is now irrelevant. All right, so let's talk about oh God, return to zone is brutal. How many shorts do we have down there? I am attempting a scalp long here. And it's just because we this engulfing sort of situation here. And I got to be really careful on this. You know, one's got to wonder if it's just going to backtest the low and fall. One has to wonder that. And people are going to try to short that, right? Like people are going to try and short a backtest of this low. Question is whether or not they're going to get absorbed. Man, I'm behind in my coffee. It's not looking encouraging at all. It's not looking well. I don't know. Let me. Here's what I'm saying. It's not encouraging. I'm not currently encouraged that we're coming to above open. No, I'm not exactly convinced about that at all. But again, if we can get some structure coming in here, then I'm going to be very interested in a short somewhere along these lines, and yeah, you know, obviously we take some profit down here, but you're not going to stop if this happens, and we come careening back to this low. This low is not holding. I guess I can't say it's. I don't suspect it's going to hold. Oh, there's absolutely a possibility that we come for 48. Sure, I don't see any problem with 48. Yeah, I don't see any problem with 48, man. None. I see no problem. I consider this inducement and not mitigation. So, yeah. I know. Yeah, 48. 48's fine. No problem with 48. Oh, the little bell noise. I'm sorry about that. It's just my alerts. It's just my alerts. It's just this annoying alert. And then this annoying alert. I apologize for that. Yeah, do I have an alert here? Edit alert. Delete alert, so we don't have to listen to that anymore. And what else has been bothering us this morning? SpaceX alerts have been bothering us. So yeah, full range rotation on SpaceX. Developing some manner of bullish structure here. Really not technically, but tell me that's a wick on something. God, that low looks bad. That low is terrible. This low is bad. Oh God, here we go with these alerts again. That's the ID short entry area. But kind of a good looking low here. So I think that needs structure or no trade there. Get that Bitcoin chart back. Sorry about that long. I couldn't. Well, whatever. It is what it is. It's a ballsy move to buy into a falling knife, and so I wasn't super vocal about it, but so far so good, right? And because I'm in the money-making mood, I'm taking some profit. God. I think where we should be paying attention is about the 50% move of open to here. Oh, what we literally just hit. Very decisional point. Just imagine all those sellers. If I could please get you guys to not sell lows and buy highs, then my life is complete. Jason, that's funny. I don't buy IPOs, so I don't blame you there. Up to 50%. Let's go, bro. Yeah, market open is typically very volatile for sure. We had that order block marked out. Did we not have that marked out? I swear to God we did. Yeah, I know we did. Because I remember seeing that inducement right there. That's fine, bro. Can you? It's okay. Take it. Can't you see? Sometimes I just hit me down. I'm still interested in a short. It's just got to show its hand first. Where's my anchored VWAP? Just going to keep reducing, I'm going to move that stop loss up further in profit. Just reduce some risk here. Spicy. DYX. DYX. I would like to look at that again. I had thoughts months ago, but I feel as if those thoughts are not applicable anymore. Oh no, turns out they were applicable. Turns out they were very applicable. I think DXY completed a Model 1 accumulation. This is the model that I'm looking for here on Bitcoin too, by the way. So yeah, I think it completed a Model 1 accumulation. I think this represents your sign of strength in that accumulation model, and That's a good looking low right there. Okay, it could be a little bit better, but it's not a terrible looking low. And I would say this represents your sign of strength. And my ultimate idea is up here. And that kind of presents as a PO3 of this range, where you have this entire range here, and this is your manipulation below the range for potential bullish expansion through the range. I just got stopped out of Bitcoin. I had put my stop right underneath that order block there, which now watch it just. I'll be here's what I'm thinking. Here's what I'm thinking about this order block up here. In the event that we trade to this, we got a couple of things that we got to consider, right? So that's the last point of supply before we break structure bullishly, right? So this is going to be a pending bullish break. And this is our last point of supply prior to that. And so what we see so far is obviously a big decision was made this morning. And so if we do come back up here, I'm going to want to see some structure developing into that area, or I probably wouldn't be interested in shorting it. Yeah, because I don't know. I mean, my thing is I have this hard rule that I really try to never disrespect, and that hard rule is if every low and every high has a job to do. It was hired by real people with their real hard-earned money to perform a job. And the job of this high is to break this low. And if it fails, my penmanship's terrible. I don't know why I tried to write that. If it fails at its job and does not succeed, then it places weakness here. And so so I would be a little bit nervous on an interaction with here because of that principle. Yeah, because of that principle. So if there's structure involved, then that gives me answers I don't currently have. We'll go back in on a long. Because I look at this, like, listen, I'm not the only one who traded it like this, right? Who decided to hide their stop loss here. So as they come back to nip those stop losses, and then you start to see bullish price action coming out of it, the intended mood may have just been to grab the liquidity that entered here, that moved to here, like me, and come back, grab their stop losses to fill up more for another high there. So that's kind of my principle there. And I do primarily trade swing failure pattern type situations. So, man, I'm going to run out of time. What a shame. I'm having so much fun. Almost short now. Scalp short. Let's get. I don't really want to stare at this thing like that. I need to turn that into a dashed line. Bruh. That needs to go away. Just don't want to look at it anymore. Yeah, me and market structure are homies. But you know, I mean, Kelly, I'm like one of those weird guys that doesn't trade off of indicators. So the importance of market structure, and then like what Jason's talking about, which is, you know, that concept of like market maker activity and whatnot. Um, yeah, they're just like, I have to understand these things on a deep level because I'm not leaning on, and I'm just really not using indicators. So, I'm very very much a Nazi about my market structure principles and liquidity principles. You know, it's approaching, it's smart money concepts, right? So it's just approaching everything from the perspective of somebody who's trying to fill multi-million-dollar positions and what has to be true for them to be able to do that. I put together a big, very dense module on the concepts of market operation. It's pinned in my channel in Discord if you're a member. If you just want to totally geek out, I'm a super nerd. All right. Well, we're still scalping here, so I'm gonna need to secure this position. Just get a stop loss break even. I really don't have any interest in taking profits until here. Now, yeah, I mean, whatever. You know, I could just get stopped out at break even. Not that big of a deal. And so, like, from a market maker principle, right? Like, if you're trying to fill a big long position, you need people shorting their pants off, which was obviously going to occur at this low. Now, why do people always insist upon selling lows and buying highs? I don't know. I think it's all psychology. It's all fear and greed, right? It's just that this incites fear, and fear incites panic selling, and that's just what a market maker needs. Now, that's not to say that, you know, again, it's not to say that we aren't eventually going here. But I just, you know, I mean, it's the open. I have like 10 minutes left. I'm just trying to, I didn't get involved in this move, right? And so these were kind of my only opportunities left to try and scrape a little bit out of this market before I go and have the best day of my life. It's a bold statement, but if you try and make every day the best day, then SpaceX, talk to me. I'll take an alert here on SpaceX. You know, we hit the low once, failed to break it, rolled up again, hit the low again, failed to break it. So if we come up above this, I would say that there's a high probability that we're going to tackle that high right there. I'll take an alert there and see if I can get any fun out of that. I'd really like to find something for a short. What was that one we were looking at? ID? What's happening over on that chart? So far it appears as if demand is still in control over here. With just a mitigation of demand so far. Formed a decent high here. Kelly, I'm a member of Alexo Crypto's Discord server. Which, if you're not familiar with Alexo Crypto, um, you should be. He's an absolute legend. He's streaming right now too. I'm sure he is because he does. He's he works so hard for his community. Um, he's the hardest working man in crypto. I mean, as far as like what he does for his community, he's the man. So, I'm just one of the coaches over there, and um, that's the Discord server. And yeah, it's a cool place. It's a cool place. A lot of really good people over there. And as far as my market structure knowledge comes from, I'm happy to share with you that I'm a student of White Phoenix. And White Phoenix is he's the legend as far as I'm concerned. When it comes to smart money concepts and market structure, he there's nobody better. And so I was a student of his, and that's where all my principles are derived from. There's certain concepts and little nuances that I think I've developed on my own over the years, but my fundamental understanding comes from White Phoenix. Yeah, WP's the man, right? Oh, he's building. Go look at his Twitter page. He's building his own community right now. So he's just super busy with that. I think he's been on a rampage all year of trying to find the right people to integrate with that community. Um, but let me see if I can find it here. Yeah, so I haven't talked to him in a bit. I haven't talked to him a bit, but I do kind of remember him talking about this. Um, and so he is building. I'm pretty sure. He's building the wyckoffnetwork.com right now. Yeah, yeah, literally says it right there. Building the Wyckoff network. I think that's what he's been up to. And he is. It's not to say that he's not active. Um, I know he talked about creating his own YouTube channel, but he's the type of individual that really plans everything out. Like let me put it this way. I waited. It took him like 2 years to build the course that he released, and it was a long, painful wait for that thing to get finished, but it was so worth the wait. You know what I mean? Um, but yeah, I think that's what he's been up to. Um, yeah, Alex is a master scalper. His Twitter handle is White Phoenix TWN. TWN. I wonder what TWN stands for. But anyways, White Phoenix TWN. Um, yeah, Alex is a scalping master, and that's not me. I have time to focus on like the open, which I gotta hit the road here pretty soon. And so like I typically try and find. I'm just not a big scalper. Um, I may try and enter like a scalper, but I really try not to scalp too much. Oh, RTY. What was the story on RTY? Yeah, very smart money move, and the range is not fully rotated yet. So I would agree with you that that's going to happen, but I don't know if we're looking at the 1 minute time frame. You probably want to look at higher, because you said something about resistance. The only resistance I see is your local high. But yeah, RTY is in a very healthy position for sure. Very healthy position for sure. For now. But yeah, I mean, as far as I'm concerned, unless you know something I don't know, there ain't nothing over there. All there is this, as far as resistance goes. NQ. Boring. Yeah, never mind. I was gonna yap, but no point in it. What else we got out there? What happened to ETH this morning? What happened to ETH this morning? Sol's gonna approach its capitulation zone here pretty soon. Might be an alert worth having. ETH. How did you survive, homie? How doth you survive? Come on, bro. See, this is discouraging to me. You don't have an accumulation on Bitcoin. Well, no, I take that back. Never mind what I was about to say. If anything, you're showing some failure on that low. Whatever. And that's back to profit-taking time for me. I think it's back to profit-taking time. Well, considering I've had 2 successful trades, and it is really at that time where I need to get on with the rest of my day, and I made a massive commitment yesterday that is going to require a significant amount of refocus and effort in my life. I think I'm going to bid you all adieu. You might think it's just a coin phrase and that I say this just to sound cute, but it's not the case. I love you guys, and I'm rooting for you, and there's nothing you can do about it. And I mean it. I really mean it. I don't know the 11x guys. No, I've never heard of the 11x guys. Oh, we got the WAP up here? Yeah, we sure do have the WAP up here. We sure do have the WAP up there. Got demand below us. See you tomorrow. Tomorrow's Friday. Friday is typically just a study stream where we just go over principles and concepts. So if you guys could do me a favor, put a little thought into what you'd like to discuss tomorrow and come prepared. I think everybody gets more out of the session if we approach it that way. Until tomorrow, guys, you have a good day, and tell somebody you love them. You guys have a good one.